It just got very real for the Boston Red Sox and Houston Astros as trade talks for Isaac Paredes continue to heat up, and a trade now is imminent. We'll tell you who the deal could involve and why this is growing and growing and growing to a point where the trade is just going to have to follow it. Welcome into Red Sox Digest, everybody. I'm Jace Andrews. I appreciate you tuning in and hanging out with me here on the show. Isaac Paredes, the third baseman for the Houston Astros, has been linked to the Boston Red Sox for the past about week and a half now, I think. And, well, it seems like a trade is just about when, not how, I think is the best way to put it, because it's going to happen, and we're getting more and more and more reports. And Paredes is a very good player, but I do want to be serious when I say this. You've got to give up the right pieces. I don't think that Paredes is going to be something that you can give a couple of your top-tier Major League players or even mid-tier Major League players and be okay with. You've got to get more in the deal, and that's kind of what we're going to talk about here on today's show. Here's a couple of reports from Matt Contour, a guy who follows the Red Sox media personality. He had a couple of interesting tweets, and he usually has some pretty good insiders. He said this a couple days ago. I'd keep an eye out for a Bello and Paredes deal, which this comes just a couple hours after the Ranger-Suarez deal at the time. And it's a true point because the Red Sox are in an interesting position with their pitching staff. You think about the rotation at hand, you've got Crochet, Gray, and then you have Ranger-Suarez as your top three. After that, there's Brayan Bello, who you would assume could be the four, but a lot of names in here, and you like Conley Early, Cutter Crawford, Peyton Tolley, there might not be a place saved for Brayan Bello. Now, before we get into the rest of today's show, this video is brought to you by Kalshi, and if you download Kalshi using the link in the description and use this code DIGESTMLB, you're going to get $20 when you trade your first 100. Kalshi is the largest prediction market in the United States, and on their platform, you can trade yes or no on real-life events such as sports, elections, news, pretty much anything. Now, whether you're in California, Texas, or anywhere across the country, Kalshi is now live in all 50 states. For sports fans, we can trade on game outcomes, playoff chances, or player performances, all on a regulated market where you can cash out at any time. It's not the Red Sox, but it's our football friends. The New England Patriots are in the AFC Championship, as things should be. You can trade on an anytime touchdown for Ramondre Stevenson, R.J. Harvey, Travion Henderson, or Hunter Henry, or you can stick with the usual AFC Championship winner. A trade of $100 on Kalshi on the Patriots will get you $141. It's genuinely the smarter way to use your sports or news knowledge in close positions whenever you want. Again, download Kalshi using the link in the description, and don't forget to use this code DIGESTMLB to get your $20 bonus. So, we know that Brayan Bello does not exactly have a spot on the Red Sox, at least at this current time. But now we're getting more and more reports of what this deal could actually look like. Matt Contour had today saying, Red Sox talks with the Astros regarding Paredes have intensified in the recent days per sources. Multiple avenues have been discussed. The Astros like both Bello and Duran, among others. Both are seemingly available via trade, but will require more on top of Paredes to get it done. That's where it kind of takes a turn, because we've talked a lot about potentially getting Cam Smith from the Astros, which is a top-tier prospect, or a couple of other guys that could be on their roster that the Astros might be willing to part with. But it seems that won't be the case. Matt Contour had the report just literally a couple hours ago, saying that he is told that talks continue, with Duran being the main target for the Astros, now not Bello, but I do want to stick with Bello, so hold it with me. However, they may need a third team to facilitate the move, because the Red Sox are not going to do a one-for-one swap with Paredes and Jarren Duran. They feel his value is more. Now, this calls for an interesting debate of Jarren Duran, Isaac Paredes, and what the value of these two players are. Now, Jarren Duran last season definitely did not have the year that a bunch of Red Sox fans expected. That being said, I still think he had a good year. It's just hard to properly rate it because of the year he had prior. But a .332 on base with 60 walks, 84 RBI, and 16 homers, you feel pretty good with what he was able to produce at the plate. And his defense was just mid, I think, in a lot of ways, because he was great in center field. But once he got put in left field, it just didn't look right. He seemed off. It was kind of this awkward way he would run to the ball or take routes, and it didn't look right, I think is the best way to put it. So maybe his value took a little bit of a hit this past season, but at the same time, he was in trade reports throughout the entire season. I mean, up until the trade deadline, it was Jarren Duran's going to go to the Padres. Jarren Duran's going to go to the Dodgers. Jarren Duran is going to go somewhere. Well, he didn't. And now we're in the offseason. It was the same thing. Jarren Duran's going to go here. Jarren Duran's going to go there. And now we are, a couple weeks away from spring training when catchers and pitchers start to report. And yet he's still on the Red Sox roster. Now for Isaac Paredes, I think that he has an interesting case as well, because at 26 years old, he's a fantastic and really underrated third baseman. 20 homers last year with 53 RBI. Has a better OBP with a 3.52. He's walked 50 times. He does not really strike out, 76 strikeouts and 378 at bats. I think that there is a lot of things to like about Isaac Paredes, and when you compare him to what the Red Sox had last season, it's pretty good. Now, this is not just last season. This is from 2023 to 2025, and they're actually pretty similar for what you're giving. I mean, the games are in favor of Alex Bregman, and obviously the plate appearances and hits will follow with that. But Paredes has more home runs. He's right next to him at RBI. His batting average is a little bit lower, about 20 points. His OBP is better, though. His slugging percentage, right on par-ish. His OPS, right on par. His OPS plus, literally exactly the same thing. Paredes is a good player. And I'm not trying to say that, he's going to be Alex Bregman. That's the replacement. But when you don't have a third baseman, in theory, I mean, Marcelo Meyer is great, but I'd rather have a complete and full infield. And if you have to use Marcelo at third, then you're talking Romy playing pretty much every day at second base, which is fine. It's just a little bit of a cause for concern. And so, where do we go from here? Do the Red Sox offer up Bello? Is there a third team that comes in here? Because I think Brayan Bello is a guy that we looked upon as soon as we signed Ranger Suarez. Specifically because in this offseason, they've acquired now 3 different pitchers using signs or trades. Signing Ranger Suarez, trading for Sonny Gray, trading for Oviedo. They have pitchers that they have traded for and liked. And as much as we can all sit here and say that Brayan Bello is liked by the organization, I think we like him too. A 3.35 ERA and a 1.23 whip is really good for him. But he's a roller coaster of a guy. And if he keeps his emotions down, he's great. But his emotions have been kind of what have continued that roller coaster of seasons and years and really everything in between. So I think that Bello is somebody that I do like on the Boston Red Sox, but his baseball savant could be a little better. And there's blue in portions I not like. You can see he is getting better on the side. His ERA over for the past, or rather previous 2 seasons, getting it down to that 3.35 was fantastic. But are they going to use him as a 4? Is that going to be the play? Do they like the growth of Conley early better? It's an interesting situation, again, because we go back to this starting 5, and you could easily say that, the Red Sox like Garrett Crochet, Sonny Gray, Ranger Suarez, Conley early, and in that 5th spot, they've got a bunch of different options from Kyle Harrison, Cutter, Crawford, obviously Peyton Tolley is there. You have Tanner Houck if he can return to his all-star form, and you also have Oviedo. I mean, there's options that you can go out there and do. And so, I don't think it'd be crazy for the Red Sox to trade away Brayan Bello. When you look at Isaac Paredes and his baseball savant, he has what the Red Sox are lacking in, and that's a good at-bat. His walk percentage is in the highest percentile. His K percentage is in the highest percentile in terms of, he doesn't strike out a lot. Whiff percentage is in the highest percentile. Chase percentage, highest percentile. His target launch or target angle is perfect. Like a lot of things you like, except he puts up a good at-bat, but he's not supposed to result in as good of stats as he is having. His defense is solid. He's got some things you like. I think if you're going to trade Duran, you got to really love it, and you've got to get something on top of him. But I am curious with the way this planned out and falls out, because I do think it's a very valid trade talk, and I'm very curious to see, what the final trade ends up being. Because at this point, like I said in the early part of the show, I don't think this is if it's going to happen. It's when at this point, because there's just continuous heating talks. And even if it takes, spring training to start for the trade to actually get done, I think it might. Now, we get to the regular season, it's still not done. That's a different question. But we know we'll keep you updated with anything we know. It seems like right now a trade could happen at any point. I think that talks are sitting right now trying to find that third team, so it's not like it's going to happen today or even for that notion tomorrow. But it feels imminent. Like, it's going to happen here sometime soon. We'll have you the latest updates. If you mentioned in the video, we appreciate you. Make sure you check us out later today. We'll have a live streaming in Houston talking about the latest Red Sox news, rumors, reports, all the latest. So make sure you stick around for that. For now, guys, though, we appreciate you. See you next time on the show. Peace out.